boys is going to meet me up there and play with me, old Roy and Ken.
Hey folks, welcome to the Play Everyday podcast where we talk about how to practice music and have fun along the way. We're kicking things off with a series of student journey interviews with different students of FiddleHed, conversations about the path, the challenges, and what keeps people going, what keeps you inspired and motivated. Today's guest is Courtney, and really excited to have her. She's been really active in the FiddleHed community, like posting videos, and just a great member and a great addition to the FiddleHed and Play Everyday community. So I'm excited for you to hear her story, maybe pick up a few ideas along the way. Let's jump in. So, hi Courtney.
Hi, thanks for having me, Jason.
Yeah, thank you. So let's cut to it. How did you get started on fiddle, and more generally, your musical journey, whatever that is?
Yeah, so my musical journey, I would say, started at a very young age. My father really loves to sing, so he taught me and my siblings kind of to harmonize and sing from a young age. And a couple times I have memories of us harmonizing, singing a hymn in church. So I have very fond memories of that. In my early tween years is when I started playing the piano, and that has been kind of my main instrument throughout my life. And I haven't stopped playing the piano, so it's been a really great blessing in my life. As far as fiddle, I would pinpoint my love for fiddle music to about 20 years ago. My mom actually became really interested in Celtic women. Their kind of debut album, she would kind of play that every day, and I remember listening to that a lot. And funnily enough, the one song that she didn't like was the one song that I loved, which was their rendition of The Butterfly. And so I never forgot that tune. It was always in my head. And actually, when I first learned it with FiddleHed, about a year ago, I was really excited about that. So that was like a cool, full circle moment for me. And so I did, after picking up the piano for a couple years, I picked up the violin in middle school, played in the orchestra. A back surgery is what made me kind of stop that. And I always wanted to continue playing that at one point, but the timing just never worked out, and it kind of sat under my bed for 15 or so years. But there was always that kind of part in the back of my mind, that desire to want to pick it up again one day. And about a year and a half ago, I was in a work situation where I was living in a studio, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it seemed like the right time to be able to play and not torture anyone with my screeching and all of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, people are really self-conscious about music, about practicing violin. I've seen a lot of people holds them back. They try to wait till the coast is clear, but it's
Yeah.
not really as loud as you think, especially if you're in a room by yourself. I think if somebody else was in the room and you're practicing, it would be another story, but it's not like a bass or drums where it just really goes through the walls. So,
Yeah.
but when you started again, did you have any lingering things with your back, or is that a thing of the past? You're not feeling that anymore?
I think it's mostly a thing of the past. I haven't noticed any problems with that so far, which is good, because I know that the violin can be tricky. But
Yeah,
yeah.
especially back, neck, all that. A lot of people struggle with that, and just the physical thing. I think it's fairly physically challenging instrument. How has it? So you're a singer, you're a piano player. How has that informed learning fiddle? How have you leveraged that to help you learn fiddle, if at all?
I think the thing that was very beneficial for me when starting was I can sight read music, and so I didn't have to kind of tackle that. And then on the reverse, it kind of has been a little bit hard as well, being able to sight read, because the thing that I love about fiddle is the free nature of it, the improvisation, and all of that. But for me, I need sheet music is what I need. I need to be able to read, and so that's been a hard thing for me to learn. I have a brother who can just hear a tune and he can sit at the piano and just pick it out and play it beautifully. But for me, there's a pretty big gap between being able to listen and play, and then play. When I accompany my choir, like I need the sheet music. So, and when we're doing our workshops and I hear you play like an embellishment, I'm thinking like, where's the sheet music for that embellishment? But I know that's not how it works. So that's kind of been, on the flip side, something that's been hard. But I have appreciated that being able to sing and play the piano has taught me to sight read and be able to hear tones and notes and pitch and not struggle so much with that. Yeah.
And when we do the workshops, and a lot of them are call and response, like I play something, you play it back. Are you able to do it a little bit? Not at all? How's that? Is it getting better? Is it not getting better? How's that?
I feel pretty confident in that aspect. I don't think I've ever truly struggled with it, and I've definitely gotten better as well. But yeah.
Okay, that's good news. Because a lot of people who are classical players are, like what you're saying, very locked into sheet music. Like it's a very useful skill, but at the same time, it becomes a crutch for some people.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
if you're able to free yourself from it, then that's great. And if you're able to like just hear things and play them back, that's a really good start. Another good thing to do is simply like getting good at memorizing things and really just being able to hear it once you've memorized it, and memorize a tune as you go, like play one little part and be able to. Do you ever sing what you play? Do you ever do that with like a fiddle tune? You sing it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and I find that that's helpful as well. The first time that I really committed to not looking at the sheet music was just recently when we did the Battle of Wagram workshop. Or maybe I did the replay, I can't quite remember. But I didn't let myself look at the sheet music, and it's hard because I visualize notes, but I couldn't do that in that case. But singing along does help me as well, I think. And it's not hard for me to visualize or to hear a song in my head, and so that's helpful. Yeah.
Oh, good. When you say visualize notes, does that mean you're visualizing the sheet music?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But I'm just going to say back what you said. You're able to hear music in your head as well. Like if you learn something really well, or you hear a familiar song that you can kind of close your eyes or just hear it in your head. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a really useful thing.
Yeah.
You can like practice anywhere with that if you do that. You can just kind of like, if you're learning a new tune, just kind of like, there's a term for it, which is audiation, but just be able to close your eyes and imagine not only hearing it, but imagine you're playing it, and it's actually useful practice in a way, because there's been like studies on this. There's been like I remember like some study with basketball players, or they took a bunch of people and had them shoot free throws, and then a bunch of people just like think about shooting free throws, and it was almost equivalent practice. And then other studies were like they had people do the free throws, and one group like was told to like visualize doing it beforehand, and the other didn't, and then the visualization group did better. So I'm a big fan of trying to do that. So
Yeah, I don't think I
very cool.
realized until FiddleHed that those things are actually really helpful, because I've been able to see it, be helpful.
Yeah, and
in
you
my
could
playing.
do it in a very like small chunk of something. Just play a few notes, and then see if you can hear it back, sing it, play it, hear it back, and it's just something that's very trainable. It's not something you're like, oh, I can't do it. I don't have that talent or whatever. It just can be very, very incrementally trained. So now with your piano playing, do you ever plunk out a fiddle tune on the piano?
I think I can say that I did once, and I can't remember what tune it was, but maybe it was the Ashokan Farewell. But I haven't actually done it that often, and I probably should, but
It might be fun. Just
yeah.
next time you're sitting at the piano, just be like, it might be fun to see what if I can figure out a tune without sheet music. I think it'll help your piano playing too. Like, just can I figure out, yeah, like the butterfly or something. Just start with the right hand. See if you can do it. I bet you can. At least a little phrase. So might be a good practice. So what about where you're at now? What's the biggest challenge for you now, would you say, in learning? Something that you're really trying to improve?
Um, so right now I'm in the last module, I believe, the chromatic scales. Um, so I'm almost done with the modules. The maybe the most difficult thing right now, I would say, is I do get really frustrated at how kind of monotone I sound. When I play it back, it just sounds very boring, I feel like, and kind of in your face. And so dynamics is something that's hard for me. Pitch is still there for me. I know that that comes with time, so I'm not as discouraged by pitch, but that's always the constant struggle as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you're on the right track. With monotone thing, that's kind of the next level of playing. It's like when you first start, you're just trying to get the fundamentals, be able to do it, be able to make it through tunes, be able to kind of play without music, and that's kind of like the baseline. And then the next level is like improving your sound, like just like things like your tone, improving your timing, which is just a layer above the fundamentals. Being able to, yeah, tone, tuning, timing. Those are like the three T's, and being able to play with like a little bit of flow. And then the next level, which is what you're talking about, and right where you're at, is expression and trying to move beyond what you're saying. That's really well said, like the monotone, and have some dynamics, have some volume changes, some variations, different textures, being able to add different bowing patterns, and so with fiddling, it's fun because you can really be a creator. You can really play something in different ways that you're kind of not allowed to as much in classical. But at the same time, it's kind of more challenging because you don't have those specific instructions, to bow it exactly like this. You have like, a lot of times there's like a way to do it, but then it could be done other ways, or different people play the tunes different ways, and that's kind of the challenge of fiddling. But from where you're at, I think the biggest thing you can do to help you right now with getting a sense of like expression is to work on dynamics and accenting, and just do simple things where you work on you can be on a single note, just volume swells, like say you're playing open D. And you can make it a slower swell, a bigger swell, and then start to do simple accent patterns where you're adding a little bit of pressure. Like the simplest thing would just be like eighth notes and accent the first and third beats, like one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can do it with hoedown. And then jigs too, like the first note of every triplet. And really exaggerate your accents. That'll help you. And then the last one I would suggest is doing offbeat accents. And so you could start with hoedown, like. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So anyway, I would start there. sounds like you're in a good place though with what you're doing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Any questions on that so far?
And no, thank you. That's awesome. One other thing that I have been a little bit excited about, and I know that I mentioned that one thing I love about FiddleHed is the small wins principle, which has really helped me stay motivated because it's hard to see day by day improvement on the violin. It's even hard to see like week by week improvement. But we recently did a workshop where we picked out kind of the chords ourselves before I don't know if you remember which workshop that was, but you played the song and it was up to us to kind of figure out the chords ourselves. And that was a really awesome workshop. And I think I said I was maybe at like 40% for that, but I recently have been trying to do that with some of the other tunes, and it's been really awesome. Like, it's just been helpful, and it's been cool to try and do that.
Very cool. Well, I'll try to do more of that. Like, I did a pretty deep dive into the chords and like letting that rest a little bit, but that would be a fun thing to return to, like having you challenging you guys a bit with that. Do you have any like long-term or short-term goals with playing music? And you don't have to have one, because if you're just enjoying playing, that's maybe all you need. But is there something you want to do with fiddling?
I do like to make music just for myself. I find a lot of fulfillment in just doing that for myself. I do miss, well, I do get a little bit of it sometimes, but like how you said, working together with a group to produce music when I accompany my choir. I think it's really cool making music together with other people. I think it would be really cool to one day be able to do a jam with people, which sounds like very scary to me and very far in the future. But I love the feeling of making music with other people. I do find a lot of enjoyment just doing it myself, too, though. But
Yeah, me too. I've always been somebody who just really enjoys just playing on my own and kind of just doing creative stuff on my own. But then when you are able to do it with other people, I mean, there's more challenges in a way, but when it works, it's one of the best feelings ever. Like when you play
yeah, I agree.
in a band you like, or some other creative endeavor that you do with somebody else, and you get that feeling that it's bigger than you. It's like you've tapped into something that's bigger than you, and you're channeling music and creative things with this other person that you wouldn't have done on your own. It's really fun. So, I mean, I think it sounds like you have a great attitude about it. Like you kind of you're doing a lot of stuff, you like what you're doing, and you're open to like some possibilities when they arise. So,
Yeah.
well, I just want to ask you one other question, and is there a single practice strategy or kind of mindset which has really helped you to continue and learn?
Yeah, I have really appreciated the chunking slash looping kind of method that FiddleHed takes, and breaking things down into small pieces. I've seen how that. I don't know. I don't know if I ever really took that approach in my piano playing, but since starting FiddleHed, I've done that in my piano playing, and it's helped my piano playing as well. Just the idea that if it's hard, if it's something that's overwhelming and big and long, if you break it down, you really can do it, and you can fit it together. So that I've really enjoyed that, and I've seen that improve my playing a lot.
Very cool. I want to ask you actually one extra question. So before we started, you were saying you're studying archaeology and getting a master's degree in that. And I was wondering if music, how music do you use it as a break when you're studying? Do you use it as a way to, I ask because I always find that like when I'm doing some kind of heavy mental thing and I listen to music, it kind of helps reset my mind, or like I noticed too that how music is used in like podcasts and radio shows. When it's used well, you kind of are like hearing some intense thing that you're thinking about, and then you hear some music, and it allows you to kind of absorb it, because you don't want just a constant stream of information to process. So do you feel like music has played any kind of role like that in studying archaeology?
Yeah, I would say 100% music is a form of therapy for me. When I'm making music, there's actually a lot going on in my mind. I'm able to forget kind of about the actual music making and then let my mind just kind of run. So there's actually a lot going on in my mind, but it's kind of therapeutic for me, and it helps me kind of process what I've been experiencing just in my life. Another thing that I think has been kind of fun, which is kind of a side note, but my thesis topic has to do with an old railroad town. So when I first learned, I think it's called Cluck Old Hen, it talks about like the railroad men. So that was really exciting for me, because I just felt like, oh, I'm connecting to my thesis topic in a different way, like playing this tune that has to do with the railroad. And so I thought that was kind of fun too. But I like connecting those pieces in my life with the music, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the ideas of archaeology, I think, are really relevant to learning folk music, because there's all these pieces from the past that you have to put together somehow, and it's something coherent, and like trying to trace where things come from, I find so interesting. Like a lot of old time tunes had their origin in Great Britain somewhere, but then you can see how like the African influence added something that was just not in those tunes, and trying to like understand the movement of people through music is really fascinating. I think that if I ever I don't know, just think that would be really fun to do a deep dive in with different kinds of music, to understand how they evolve based on different people moving around and sharing stuff. So, yeah. Well, anyway, it was really, really great to meet you, Courtney. Thanks for taking the time to chat. And for those of you watching, I'll put and watching on Play Every Day, I'll be sure to reach out to Courtney and say hey, and say let's get together and play online or something, because I think that's something you want to do, and I think you can move towards that, and I know you'll be doing that at some point in the future. Anyhow, it was great to meet you, and we'll see you on Play Every Day and see you down the line.
Yeah, thank you. It was good to be here. Thanks.